Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the RationalInvestor.com's Daily Brief Recap. Oh man, that's a mouthful. Actually, today is Monday. Let's see if it's doing its thing. Yay, cool. We had actually a really cool broiler chickens show yesterday. Did we ever hear back from that contest winner, Kevin? We did the big raffle for the Q1 seat for the upcoming term. I can't remember the gentleman's name. I think it was Nick, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe Kevin, you could go find that guy's name for me. I'd appreciate it while I'm blabbing away here. But wow, I was actually quite surprised. Quite a few people watched this video yesterday. A couple hours sort of rant. I think I spent the first 20 minutes barking about, oh, this crazy world, you crazy DeFi kids, get off my lawn. But old gnarly guy. I've been at this business for 30 years. Don't take no wooden nickels, that kind of stuff. I'm a bit worried about what our prospects are going forward here. It'll get a bit challenging, folks. I hope that if you do participate in the market, you were able to take advantage of that quite substantial rally, 10x on Bitcoin there. Jesus. Off the bottom. And even the better part of 10x, just even off of this March recent low. Market has been bid up quite a bit. And I think to a certain degree, that's exactly what the higher ups plan was, so that companies could refinance and stuff. And, maybe stock prices trend lower now for the next 6-8 months or so. And all they're doing is just backfilling as the company's selling stock and stuff to refinance and all that kind of crazy stuff. It wouldn't surprise me if that was the plan all along here. The dashboard itself coming along really nicely. I'm sort of tinkering with the tools. We're building them out. Siord gave a really nice presentation. Got our sector breadth back up and running. So basically, we are covering every single major asset in the world here. We cover a number of different international bourses, like S&P 500, Euro Stock 600, ASX 200, Toronto Stock Exchange, Toronto TSX 300. We also have like a crypto universe here. We cover like all the Kraken names, all the Trex names. I mean, what's our crypto universe? I think it's what does that number say? I can't even read. 814 different cryptocurrency assets, and even a nice little breadth indicator of sort of what the trend is. I mean, oh my goodness, this site is so beautiful. So Siord's really coming along nicely. And as this is built out, I'll be doing videos and tutorials and walkthroughs and stuff. And actually, we'll even have a very basic version of this with even some basic screeners that even like 30-day trial people can use. Just, come on the site, just sort of kick the tires, get to know us, watch our crazy rants and our daily briefs, check out our trades that we've been doing. And actually, even on the site, I like to, I don't know whether it's in here or not, though. I guess it isn't on this page. Anyway, on the Rocket Chat platform, I have a room where I post all my trades. And, wow, I got a big trade off today. So super happy. For you guys on the free YouTube page, I like to sort of keep the conversation heading in this sort of, well, not actually this direction, in this direction over here. Hey, there we are. It's a nice overview. Like I said, we had a fantastic presentation by Siord, CTO, on website development. Great work he's doing. Also had a awesome presentation by our resident FAOG, Jamie out of the UK, both talking about the chaos of COVID and trying to do macroeconomic analysis through that. Good luck. But also too, really driving home the importance of things like, I believe actually this is like what they call a stock pickers market, where if you can find good ideas, good value, good technical setups, you can just get off just in some insane wins. While the rest of the market might actually have a pretty tough go of it. That's my hunch for whatever it's worth. Interesting to see the price action on the US dollar index here today. Of course, my thesis is that we're close to some sort of pivot low. They had everybody going one direction and big reversals here today, right out of the gate first thing this morning. So a bit surprising, but nonetheless, we'll see how that develops. I really like the idea of building shorts on all of these like commodity currencies and stuff like that. I think they're very overpriced. So I did buy some Canadian dollar put options here recently. On that reversal in the US dollar index, and keep in mind when this thing's going up, that's a risk off bed. So that big hammer there, obviously, people that are taking risk are kind of like, whoa, 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 what just happened? Stock market, interestingly enough, stock market could actually fire a candlestick pattern that we don't see very often, an outside downside key reversal. We've had a couple of these key reversal signals come in here recently on the stock market and the bear ETF bullish key reversals. So, maybe this isn't the day the market breaks, but, it's one of these kind of things where that's a message the market's trying to tell you. Something's not right. You keep seeing these messages, another message, another message, another message. At some point, somebody's going to go, oh, fuck, maybe we shouldn't buy. And boom, down she goes. So more bearish anecdotal evidence out of risk, I'll tell you that much. Interesting shooting star on the crude here this morning. I don't like crude. I think it's yesterday or last century story. I wouldn't be investing it here. But as sort of a risk proxy in the market, energy, if you will, big sideways, hurry up and do nothing. Bonds tried to catch a bid here through this stock market pullback. Didn't really find too many buyers. It's interesting. I don't know whether I'm really like an interest rate bear, as I'm more just not an interest rate bull, if that makes any sense. Some people in the site today were asking me, Brian, what kind of options would you be looking at to play this TLT to the long side? And this is like the bond contract, but the TLT would look very similar. And, especially if we get key reversals in stock markets, that's probably a sign that these things are probably going to go higher. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know whether I really want to buy U.S. government debt. I mean, we all know the dilution story, right? We all know the monetization of the debt, the collapse of the purchasing power of the currency. And then, of course, I'm of the school that we're at a very long-term interest rate cycle. So I suppose, especially, if we're thinking bots, 3 higher lows, we got that low, are there W's starting to form here? Bond market king guy, remember that guy? He's been, of course, talking about bonds wanting to rally. I don't know. I'm not there. And I don't know whether I really want to even buy any more of these government, guarantee. Oh, that's a good one. In this Fugazi world. But I suppose if you are a bond bull, and this goes out specifically to that gentleman who asked me through the daily brief, if you're watching us later on, you can see your bot levels. I mean, you can see they're putting up one hell of a fight here. You want to take a shot off of this W here and W within W, you're probably heading in the right direction, And of course, if we're gold bullish, which, we happen to have silver long proxies on right now that have these bots working, I suppose you're heading in the right direction. I don't know. And, it's interesting. I had a conversation with Jamie, through his presentation today about the propensity to look for interest rates and inflation here. And, Mr. Powell's been saying, inflation? You got to be kidding me. And the only way that they're getting any inflation is That's the only thing that can generate any inflation. Let's just go fucking print money like we're going out of business. So I don't know. I mean, this thing, at some point, of course, you can see these big triangles. At some point, this thing is going to break. I have been, of course, sort of publicly sort of saying I'm expecting interest rate trend to go up. And, if we do roll over and am out here and probably lose this kilo here, then that's probably it's done. Interest rates are heading higher. You want to take a shot off of just this tight little consolidation. That, if anything, this is probably setting up one of those Bollinger Band kind of trades. Kevin would probably be interested in this. Now I'm doing a tutorial on Bollinger Bands. How the hell did this happen? Yeah, I mean, this is a small study, but yeah, you can see the volatility in the prices coming out. This would be a classic sort of John Bollinger squeeze right here. You can actually see it developing. So anyway, keep an eye on that. And if you are thinking bond bull, pull up your TLTs and do the math, right? You can draw this A, B, C, D. It's pretty simple. I suppose maybe like a call option somewhere up in here against these old highs. That'll probably double, triple, quadruple if you do hit that bod level. But holy moly, if that happens, that means that the economy is really going down the tubes. Hate to say it, one tool that I like to use to measure sort of what the market thinks is going to happen here is what's called the January Barometer for the year of January. And, I hate to say it, folks, we're not doing too good here on this January Barometer here. So right out of the gate, sell, just sell, sell, sell. And really, you can see this will be the first day. You often like to measure the first hour. And so you can sort of see that the first hour was sell, 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 a little bit of a bounce, but then sell, sell, sell. If that's the case, then the first day should be sell, 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 a little bit of a bounce, sell, sell, sell. You can see we got a little bit of a fractal failure there. We've lost whatever uptrend lines are working here. So get ready. I don't know whether this is done, man. This I've warned you guys, 2021 could turn into an absolute nightmare here for risk takers. I hope you all are prepared. So January Barometer message here, not happy whatsoever. This is the first day, like we said, first hour, first day. We'll look at the first week. We'll look at the entire first month and just sort of get a general consensus of what the barometer is telling you. And I can tell you right now, unequivocally, this thing is not happy at all. And if we kind of think about the logic behind it, I've told you guys repeatedly, tons of tax incentive to bid the market up into the end of the year. And gee whiz, first day of the new year, and of course we had China delistings, the whole damn thing. This is what's actually called an outside downside key reversal. It's dependent on us closing below 2 previous days, like engulfing 2 full previous days. And what's also weird about this ETF too is this isn't actually like real price action. I don't understand why TradingView even has this like this. I should probably go look at other sites. Notice that candle high there says 378.46, but if you go down to like a 10-minute chart, hey, where did that? What was the number I said? Can't even remember. Let's try and do that again. Sorry. I said that high was 378.46. Okay, let's do that again. 378.46. Well, that's up here. I don't see any price action up there. Isn't that weird? So I'm not quite sure what's going on here. And interestingly enough, right, this is, you can see the reversal. We started higher. Oh, I'm a bull, fucking A. And then, waboosh. That's a definition of a reversal if I've ever seen one. The day's still young. I mean, maybe. I don't see how, because the guy running the executive branch right now, but maybe somehow this stock market can claw its back way back up here, but it's got to close back above these levels here. I mean, it's got to really rally here by the end of the day, and it might, market will do anything it wants to. But it's got to rally back above these levels here to get rid of this key reversal bar. That is a very, very bearish sign. So keep your fingers crossed, folks. Let's hope if you are somebody who wants to make money on the long side of the market, let's hope this does not congeal here, because if it does, that's a pretty damn negative sign. Like I said, right out of the gate, January barometer, are we getting a message here? Oh boy, fun. So US dollar, big hammer. Stock market getting thumped. You can see the oil market not really getting destroyed here. If we lose these lows, then double top breakdown, M's, all the talk. Bond market, let's keep an eye. Let's see, maybe this bot does fire and the bonds get going bullishly again, because the gold's been rocking and rolling here. And hats off to all the gold bugs. They're finally getting vindicated. This is it. We're going to $10,000 an ounce. What? No, maybe not. What I sort of see here, I hope you can see this, is it kind of looks like a head and shoulders. So we go like here to here to here to here, somewhere in there. Maybe we can go there to there to there. So if that's the case, then we should probably go boobity boop, boobity schmoop, and then clone that. And our upside objective is right in here. And interesting too, you can see there's a, actually, oh yeah, there's a little gap right there. Actually, how ironic, I bet you that's exactly where they're taking the market. Let's even put that on there. And in the videos going forward, we'll just check in and see how we did against that level. Because that, to me, looks like that's where they want to take this thing. Right into there. What is that? Oh, back above 2 Gs. That makes sense. Right. Big fat round number. I could buy that. I think I've told you guys before. I mean, this is an ugly, ugly pattern, right? So rally back up. Do we go and make like a big honking M here, and that's the end of the gold cycle? It could be. Do I have bots and stuff setting up here? This is a new low. One low, two lows, maybe, but horrible. The actual market that I like to trade in this space, I actually think is silver. I think silver is a way better looking trade. We've got the gold on here as a proxy for sort of risk off. And in an interesting way, I guess that sort of makes sense here with the US dollar coming back risk off. Maybe people are freaking out a little bit, especially with all the political situation in the US. Interesting too that they left a gap there too. So maybe this is like a gap and go. We just go straight cranking up. But the markets actually that I've been trading here to take advantage of this metal market are things like the big silver stocks. Sure love the look of them. We had sort of a mid-tier one that just took off like a rocket and we couldn't get into it. It just moved so fast. I don't think, maybe Kevin got into this trade. I know a couple people were able to, but it left me behind. So there's a great looking way to play that silver move through a stock. I'm in this FR First Majestic. You can see where I'm long. Typical bot setup. Nothing really special here. And just working away, doing its thing. And there's my objective up there. But, actually the way that I really like playing this metals move here is through my crazy VCIM stocks. So this Goliath, for example, this is classic VSC junior stock promotion. These guys go, and it's a very typical business model. They literally go find properties, firm up all the reserves, get all the reports done, and then just sell the property to a major that happens to be next door and its current mine's running out of gold. And here you go. Merry Christmas. Here's a fully developed property ready to go. So that's exactly what these kind of guys are. This is a classic sort of very manufactured story. Beautiful VCIM setup. Of course, great looking technical setup, and woohoo! So, this is the kind of way where maybe you play your gold from like, 1,000 to 2,000. All right. I'll play my little VSC stock from like 15 cents to 50 cents. And for whatever it's worth, I've been at this game long enough. I can smell a $2 or $3 stock from a mile away. This is a $2 or $3 stock down the road. You can see the gap here. Obviously, you can't buy it here. Maybe work your bids next summer doldrums, that kind of stuff, when they bring these things back down. That's probably when you'd probably want to buy this. But right now, it's in the sweet spot of the market. I think my next sell half on a double order is up in the 60 area, so I'd probably be selling some of that soon. But all of these little junior mining stocks, oh my goodness, just beautiful. Actually interesting. I wonder what they're doing with Sky here. Actually, interesting too. Jugger. Jugger's a funny one because I did the VCIM stuff and we all sort of loaded up through here. And then, it actually went much lower, and fascinating. You can see where I originally bought it. And look at what they did. They basically just put in a W right off of that level. I mean, it's just so cliche. So anyway, point of the matter here is that's the way I'm playing this metals move, is through a lot of these junior VCIM names. And you can see on the screen, I'm a pretty happy camper right now. Junior stocks in particular, sort of non-VCIM, I'm not really the biggest fan, but I have to say that I really love our little stock picker group. This is sort of a list of names, and you can see what they look like, right? Why would we be coming in and buying? Because they're all trying to put in little W's at the bottom end of the range. We got this piece of shit still left on the books. We'll see what happens there. This one actually just went absolutely apeshit, but then they reorged the company. So I have to figure out what our free warrants, because remember we sold ads on doubles. I have to figure out what those symbols are. But this was our treat here today. Look at that move, eh? So we stepped in here, I think in the middle of July. I stepped in here at like a nickel. And I was selling here at, I think I got filled 25, 26 cents here this morning. Not a bad life. So that's pretty lucky. That's sort of that stock pickers kind of environment. Really proud of the gang. They're just killing the market. Way to go, guys. As for like the broader market, you look at the S&P 5. I mean, like this thing, Timberline. Can you come in and buy this thing here? No fucking way. Oh, look at my tail load. Kevin, check it out. Oh, yes. This is one. This is a VCIMer. I'm long from about 15, 20 cents here. So they're actually pumping it into my sell orders. Yes. Awesome. But, this is the kind of market. It's a stock pickers market right now. You're not going to see the S&P 500 going up 30% here. It's just not going to happen. But, these kind of names, good structure, good story. The tax loss selling pressure is over. And this is what they call the January effect, where that pressure is over. And all of a sudden, these little things just launch once that tax loss selling pressure is over. I got to tell you, man, they look pretty sexy. But, for God's sakes, don't chase. I'm not telling you what to buy here. In fact, don't buy any of this shit. Don't buy any of it. And then that way I know the price is going to go way up and I'm not going to have any lawsuits. So get out there and have some fun in the market, but be very, very selective in this market, people. Very selective. And I might argue that's sort of the same story with crypto right now. It's tough for me to come in and suggest to people that buying and investing your hard-earned money in a Bitcoin here at $31,000 is a good idea. It's a low-risk idea. It's a sleep comfortably at night idea. No, and no. Does that mean Bitcoin price cannot go higher? No. Bitcoin price can go to $1 million if it wants, but I'm not going to be buying any here. Interesting anecdote. Some clown on social media was criticizing me for suggesting that there might be range setups here and maybe this isn't going to face rip straight up. And it just goes to show it's a trader's life. Trade your setups. Market can go up, market can go down any old given time. I often suggest to people, be damn careful if you see the market smiling at you, and that's basically what this trade was. I did find it interesting. They took the market out on Friday at the retail close at this level, and I believe they were given specific instructions. You better fucking have this market back after the holiday exactly where you left it with a full tank of gas. So that is entirely what that just was. Welcome to capitalism. Also notice too, comes in right after sort of the London kill zone. So basically London's back to work. The public, of course, is freaking out and panicking. And I wouldn't even be surprised if the London boys, first thing, Monday morning, okay, we got to load up on some corn against some kilos. And they were just given a gift there. Wouldn't surprise me at all. This trade in particular is probably done, as you can see, on a relative basis. This is one loser, pretty small loss. This is one winner, pretty big gain. If you keep the risk exactly the same size, trade size, you can see this trader is only 50% right. I mean, you're not going to get a lot of followers on social media with that kind of accuracy. But you tell me, if these trades are exactly the same size, is the guy profitable? Or maybe it's a girl. I don't know. Are they profitable? I mean, that's the whole point of playing this game. Put your opinion away. Just trade your setups. And like I said, I actually had people who actually were like, you're a fucking idiot for saying that this could ever go down again. It's like, God. It's so cliche. Where we go from here? I mean, you could argue, first and foremost, technically speaking, we're a million miles away from any sort of key supports. This was probably this stab here. There's probably liquidity hunts, see if there's some cheap stop losses they could wash out here. This was a V bottom. So V bottoms historically usually like to be tested, but doesn't have to be tested today. This might just go A, B, C, D, and actually go and wash these highs. The market will do any old damn thing it wants. It's not really our job to really predict what's going to happen. That's not the job of TA. TA is only supposed to identify relatively small risk windows that you can take that have somewhat of a higher probability of actually being sort of reversal levels. That's really what TA is all about. So just looking at this, I mean, clearly this trade's over. All right, so that's yesterday's story. Looking forward, I mean, market structure M, V bottom. My hunch is we're probably going to roll over and test these lows, but who knows? Maybe we're going to head up and, like I said, wash out those highs just to piss everybody off. Could be. What I would say is we get up into this area here, and if the market starts smiling at you again, well, you got something to consider. On the short side, that is. My hunch, though, if we do actually accept above here, I would think that the actual buy signal, if there was one, would be sort of like whoop, and then go. And that will turn into a very big buy signal. But we'll see. That's just pure conjecture at this point. Right now, lower highs and lower lows, and we're testing the most recent high. This is the kind of thing, if you were managing stops, you were in this trade, you took partial profits on this objective, now you're just managing stops. We'd use the 3 high-low method, which would say, well, you count backwards. 1, 2, 3. Maybe you still have your stop at scratch on the remaining. That wouldn't surprise me. So we could get a nice little pop up into here, get everybody thinking this A, B, C, D. These weak stops get flushed, and then we roll over against the original trend line. That actually, to me, seems more realistic. But we'll see how it goes. Right now, total no man's land, nothing to do there at all. And of course, we showed you, there's a big higher time frame level off of those, massive long-term trend lines and like chaos levels. So this is the new year. Remember, we talked about the tax policy. Unfortunately, this is a heavily manipulated asset. The emotions were juiced incredibly high. I mean, put all that into context. Do you really want to go invest your hard-earned money into this kind of environment? I don't know. Tell you, I've said this repeatedly. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money. I'll just tell you there's no bloody way in hell I would ever buy a Bitcoin here at $30,000 when I know the cost of production right now is about $5,000-$10,000. As for altcoins, interesting to see how DeFi is really trying to jack itself up here. Of course, Ethereum really came awake there yesterday. I find it interesting that I think that the target, it seems like, was that big, fat, round number, BFRN. Remember, I also told you, I don't know whether I did this publicly, but any site members that are watching this, this was kind of a fun illustration I did recently. I'm going to do this. Where we talked about the momentum coil here. I had a feeling something like this was going to happen here. So here is your coil. Boom, boom. And actually, this goes back like all the way there, right? Maybe not. I'll just go here for now. Boom, boom. All right, through there. And then boom, boom, through there. And what usually happens is, and actually this is kind of cool because you can kind of see it, right? You see the breakout. And you can see, so there's the breakout. And the market asked, okay, well, do I really want to be a bull? Pulled back and then went, yep, here we go. So really your sort of confirmation of the breakout was right there. But this is really more important to me. Is what usually happens with these coils is you get the big rally up and then the puke out the other side. And that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for this shoe to drop here. Crazy guy. We'll see what happens. It'll be interesting to see how this develops. So big fat round number, $1,000 hit. People all super, super bullish. Guys like Da Vinci coming out on social media and saying, nope, fibs are completely meaningless. Everything's all off the table. We're mooning and no upside from here. I'm paraphrasing. No upside resistance, I mean, from here. When I see a market go like that, that to me is, hands off, don't touch. I doubt Dav would be endorsing people to buy this asset here. So I'm not suggesting that for a moment. What I would just simply suggest here is, to a certain degree, I think he's right. It's always dangerous to sort of, step in front of a train. This thing's got a hell of a head of steam behind it. You can see it's spitting out, these Tom DeMark fans. They love when these indicators start spitting out 8s and 9s. I mean, it's saying, maybe we have to take a bit of a pause here. That would be logical. We did smash up into reload short zones. So, if this is still a bull, well, the bulls actually have to step up and punch it through that level now. I don't know whether they're going to show up, but you can see there's a hell of a lot of buying interest here. We do little foggies off of just this most recent consolidation. Probably thinking, hey, does it kill you when you see something like that? So, I'll just leave it to Mr. Foggy. Mr. Foggy there called the top, not me. So you should clearly understand that a bit of chaos was injected into price here. I swear that's the images like that always just it's just so incredible. The really slick fucking kick-ass guys, they might find, like off like a 10-minute chart, hit that chaos level and then start looking for any kind of sign to hit this thing. But, that's probably not 99% of us. That's like There's like 5% of us that are into that kind of living. And of course, look at that. Even through that chaos level, they didn't even give you anything to work with. It was just an inside bar and see you later. So anyway, interestingly enough, I think Ethereum here actually looks a little bit stronger than Bitcoin. Strong volume, strong momentum push. And, as Dev was kind of saying, maybe don't stand in front of this train. Probably what's going to happen is something like this, right? And it's these subsequent pushes higher here that actually set up the divergences, which lead to this. And you never know how these damn tops are going to look like. If we're lucky, we get a nice polite M like this, and then we actually get a tradable trade. But right now, it's trying to find its top. The top is somewhere up here. I think we tweeted out an image. This is the reload zone. Mountain man's in here, lines in the sand, all that kind of crazy talk. So to see some traffic up in here, makes sense. Probably what ends up happening here is this thing goes to new highs on that new CME listing, which is on a divergence. And just like the corn, when it topped on that CME event, that'll be the top on Ethereum. That's probably what, if I was going to pull out my crystal ball and say that's what I think's going to happen, that's what I think's going to happen. Actually, it's good to see, some other names like Sjord is invested in this LTO. It was kind of funny watching the community kind of trading circles around him, but he's still very bullish of his story. And actually, what's really cool about this name is if you actually look at it versus like fiat, I think it's actually telling you exactly where it wants to go. Yeah, we always like that kind of. Whoops. That's good old Charlie. Sorry. Wrong one. And actually, I like this one better than the Charlie chart because the Charlie chart's already gone. This one hasn't gone yet. So we just do, kind of like what I showed you there with that Ethereum and the Foggy. So we just do a Foggy Boggy there to there. Pretty straightforward. You can see. I like the idea, actually. This is a nice cup and handle here. So, whoop, and there's the lip, the cup, and here is the handle. And there is the breakout. And this Foggy Boggy, you could probably also do a Foggy Boggy off of this. Let's see where this thing is saying it wants to go. Somewhere up, let's do sort of an average. It's not bad. Somewhere between about 42 cents and 50 cents. 50 cents. Hey, that's a big fat round number. My inches, that's probably where they're taking this thing. So from 16 cents, that's not bad. I think Sjord will do pretty well there. I'm not telling you to buy this. Couldn't give a fuck whether you buy this. I'm not. You're not watching this to get picks. You're just simply here to try and learn, and to have me, tell you what I'm putting my money to work at. Look at, like here's Dash, right? Dash ran up. If you didn't take profits, now you're sitting back underwater. So I don't know that much. I'm just another trader. Some of these ideas will work and hit them, and some of them won't. It's a trader's life. Build your plan, trade your setups, follow your appropriate risk management, and it won't make any difference. And I think as I showed you with that day trader example, there's an example on the Bitcoin. There was an example that was this chart. There is an example of being right 50%. I'm wrong. I'm right. You can see I'm a profitable trader. That's a trader's life. So. Okay, I think I'll finish the rant at that. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Got some value out of all this. PMA for the win. Bitcoin man? Sure, why not? Let's see more man. Actual trade setups to go long here? No, nothing to really even consider right now. So just big hurry up and do nothing. All right, everybody. Have yourselves a great rest of your day. Kevin, if you could take us out of here, all the best, and bye for now.